Lady K.
Welcome and thank you for tuning in to Lady K Chat, a podcast that has been designed for divorced women to become a better version of themselves. Various subjects will be speaked upon, such as relationship, personal development, health and wellness, wealth building, children, and so much more. The shows will be aired every Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time by the lovely host, who is an international speaker, two-time Amazon bestseller author, and a divorce life coach, Kalima, aka Lady K. And now for your host, Lady K. Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in into this episode, Embracing All of Me. And I want you to bear with me tonight, guys, because, I love you guys so much, and I'm under the weather, but I still wanted to record and deliver to you what I promised. And I know we're going to continue the series of Divorce is Tough. And tonight we're going to be talking about embracing all of you, which is your sexuality, sex, the stuff we don't want to talk about. And I actually have the pleasure of having a sex expert with me tonight, Miss Kimani Fisher-Wynter. Did I say your name correct, Kimani?
That was perfect. Thank you.
Thank you for joining me tonight. I'm just very excited because I don't know. I just feel like some people, they don't want to talk about this subject because it's very touchy to them,
Yes, definitely. It's a taboo topic, but we're all talking about it, oddly enough. So it's my favorite thing to talk about.
Right. I'm happy because I know we were talking about this before. Like, yes, I am a Christian and I love God and I walk in love. But sometimes even them too, they feel like, okay, you're not supposed to talk about sex unless you're married. And it's like, well, can we at least talk about it? Like, some people may not be doing it, but can we at least talk about it? You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And I too am a lover of God, but it's a catch-22 because you can't talk about it before you get married. When you get married, what do you talk about? You don't know anything.
Right.
So I'm here to break those stigmas. We need the conversations so that we're not in the dark when we finally do get to that marriage threshold.
Absolutely.
And so we're still sexual leading up to finding our partner and getting to the point of even talking about marriage. So what do we do until then, right?
Absolutely. And especially for the woman who has been married, she's divorced, and, she worked on herself and now she's ready to do all over again. However, she's not fully comfortable within her skin and her sexuality. So I want to talk to those ladies. I want to let them know, like, one, you're not by yourself. Two, is very capable, of getting to exploring yourself. And three, when you're ready, you're ready.
Absolutely. And that's definitely a conversation that everyone should be having if they're jumping back into it, because, you're getting into new relationships. You're going to be a different person than you were when you were previously married. So it's a brand new conversation.
Absolutely. So the floor is all yours. Where should we start at, Kimani?
Where to begin? Well, first, I am married. I have not been divorced, and God willing, I will, stay strong.
Absolutely.
But I do coach and counsel women who are in different stages of relationships. So some of my clients are single, some of them are dating, some of them are looking, some of them are married, some of them are widowed, divorced, you name it. So, there's different, I guess you can say there's different stages of relationships and of love. And you never know where you're going to end up in those stages. You might end up back where you started. You might end up somewhere new. But no matter where you are, you got to take your vagina with you. You got to take your brain. You got to take your heart. And, all of that requires thought and tapping into how you feel at any particular stage. So I'm there to, first off, help them with their intimacy health. And when I say health, I mean the physical health, your actual body,
okay,
helping you take care of your nether regions, helping you take care of how you feel internally, what you're thinking about at any given time. Those are the things that we usually talk about, but
Right.
it all starts at the basis of knowing your sexual self. So when you talk about divorce, you were with one person for a period of time. That person had specifics that went with them. But now that that person is no longer in the picture, the specifics will change. So
Absolutely.
now you got to get back to your specifics. What do you want? What do you need? How are you going to get those things? Is it all sexual? Is there anything mental going on in there? Spiritual? What are the requirements for you so that when you find that new person, you guys can know if you're compatible, or you can figure out how to be compatible, because nobody comes pre-built in the perfect way. We kind of have to tweak it sometimes. So that's what I'm here for. And I call myself a sexual health and wellness coach because it there's more than one part of sex,
Right.
and putting it all together is how we make sure that each individual gets what they need. So yeah, in a nutshell, that's what I do. But when it comes to divorce and relationships, I think it's important to kind of have separate conversations. Everyone's not going to be the same.
That
So,
is so true. Do
yeah.
you? I just want to chime in on piggyback while you saying that, because once I got divorced, and and I was like trying to explore this new, Kalima, and when it came down to my sexuality, like for me to have those conversations, at first I kind of felt like a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a little intimidated, because I was like, I didn't know where to start. I didn't know how to talk about it. Like this dating in general all over to me was like, this is foreign and I don't like it because, the different men that I was encountering, and not to say that I was having sex with them, but just trying to get to myself on that level. Now, I know everyone is different, but some people, they can just be physically attracted and then they can just go ahead and have sex and then have one night stands. I can't do that. Like me personally, I have to be in tune with you. I have to like really be feeling you. I have to like you.
Right. And I'm the same way, but a lot of the women that I talk with are not the same way. Some
Right.
people will go based on the vibe that they get on initial meeting, and it's like, okay, I like this guy, I like what he's saying, I like how he smells. You know what? Yeah, we're gonna do it now,
Right.
tonight. And that's okay. You know, everybody's
Exactly. I ain't
different.
judging.
Right. And right, it's not my place to judge. My main purpose is to make sure that if she decides that's what she's going to do, she's doing it safely. She knows what she's needing out of that situation, what she's going to get out of that situation, or what she might not get, and making sure that she's doing it in a secure way so that when she walks away, she doesn't feel violated. She doesn't feel like she missed out on anything. If it doesn't work out, she can take it as an experience and not feel like she took a loss. So
Absolutely.
one night stands are definitely a thing, and they're popular, but I just say if you're going to do it, be careful.
Right. Be safe about it because there's a lot of, not only just you got to worry about the STD part, but there's a lot of psychos out there.
Oh yes.
So I had some people tell me about some crazy experience. I'm like, no, not me, but I can tell you I am a little bit more open than before because I was like, no, I don't want no one to touch me. So it was like, how can a woman get out of that state of mind of she doesn't want no one to touch her? She's been single for so long, trying to get back in tune with herself.
Well, the primary thing is when you're starting off in dating again, you kind of have to get rid of what you had before. So usually I will suggest doing a cleanse, even if it's just a simple milk bath to kind of wash the old feelings away, the old system away. It's
Right.
important to do that so that you reset yourself so that you can be open to the new feedback for a new person, a new individual. So the milk bath, basically what it does is just kind of cleanses your spirit and helps you to start fresh. And then I usually suggest trying to find yourself through masturbation also. So,
Mm.
if you had a partner before, you were used to certain routines, you were used to that partner doing certain things that maybe you liked or maybe you didn't like. but this is your chance to find what you really like, what you want for yourself.
Right.
And the masturbation part is like a self exploration, because maybe things that you were into before you're not into now, or maybe things that you never thought you would do before you're okay with doing at this time. So
Absolutely.
the only way you're going to be able to find those things is if you find them yourself. And then that way, when you start dating and when you're finally ready to be intimate with a new person, you can tell them what you like, what you dislike, how to get there, and assist them with that.
That is so true, because pretty much how you summed it up, that's pretty much what I went through. Like, I was like, I didn't like certain things, but, being by myself, especially I was celibate for 2 years, I explored, I liked certain things, and I'm like, oh, I love this. How come I didn't do this before? But I think it was just me getting to the point of me feeling comfortable with myself. And even as a grown woman in her 30s, it's kind of weird that you say, I didn't even feel comfortable with my own body because I didn't explore, because I believe it has a lot to do with what I was taught. And I was taught that, when you are a Christian, you don't do that. You save that for your husband. And I kind of did that,
And how did that make you feel, though? Because now that you've saved it, when you got there, were you able to get into sex? Was there anything that you feel like you were missing?
No, it's like we had no problem in the sex area, but I also know he was looking for me to do certain things, and I'm like, no, we don't do that. Like, like acting like a nun. I'm like, no, we don't do that. And he's looking at me like I'm crazy.
And I get that a lot too, because I do workshops, and one of the popular workshops is called the Head Doctor class. So we talk about giving oral sex, techniques, how to get it started, how to finish it off, little tips and tools that you can use. And a lot of times there's women in the group, and there's always at least one that will go, oh, I'm not doing that. Or, oh, deep throat, what is that? Like, and I say, well, it's not for everybody. However,
Right.
the whole purpose of this workshop is so that you can level your skills up. So if you do feel like you want to pull a trick out of the bag, if you want that new purse, or you want an upgrade on your car, or whatever, you want to, get your ring together, when you get married, you can pull something out that might make him go, damn, wow.
Right.
She deserves that. Wow, she earned it.
Right.
So usually they'll be resistant in public, but later on I'll get a message, or they'll pull me to the side and say, do you give private lessons? Like, how do I do this without everybody here?
Work.
So
Right.
sometimes it's mostly we feel embarrassed, but at the end of the day, when you're with your partner, or even when you're with yourself, nobody's going to be there, or nobody should be there unless you want them
Absolutely.
to. So my whole goal is to get people out of the stigma of being ashamed of sex and of being ashamed of their sexuality and wanting to participate. Because when you go to your partner and you want to do something special, or even just doing regular, what people call vanilla things, if you don't know how to do them, how are you going to do them? You
Right.
can't. And then you feel inadequate, or you feel like, wow, he might want to go somewhere else, or, and we don't want that. And you can't control what other people do, but you can control what you do and what you
Absolutely.
know.
Absolutely.
So it's super important to be open to learning and not being ashamed of the things that you want to learn, because there's nothing wrong with that.
That is so true. And I was going to also say as well, too, back what you were saying, how you teach certain classes, some people will probably feel like, oh my gosh, how do that's intense. But I laugh sometimes, but it gets on my nerves, but I still think like, wow, I want to know how to do that. We're in the season of everybody want to twerk. Twerk, twerk, twerk. Every time you look on social media, everyone's twerking. Now, me personally, I think it's cool when it's a certain place and a certain time, because, that's granted, there's a place and time for everything.
Right.
And it'll be nice if you can go ahead and do that for your man in the bedroom, not on social media. But I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when I look at those girls, I'm like, how do they do that? I can't get my butt to clap like
It's all muscle and fat control, to be honest.
right. I'm
But,
like, how do
and
you
I'm no
do
expert.
that?
I know a little something, but I'm no expert. But, and the thing is, for me, I'm not gonna put those kind of things on social media, even though
Right.
people almost expect me to. But
No.
I'm not mad at the ladies who do, because they help me when I'm home by myself to
Right.
practice, you know?
Right.
So I'm appreciative of them. Everybody has their role in society. And some of us, our role is to be more conservative. Some of us, our role is to be more out there. And
Right.
I lean more towards the out there side, but I'm not
Right.
that far out there.
Me too.
So when I see those videos, I'm like, yes, let me save that. Let me go in the mirror when I get home, and I'm gonna figure
Let
this
me
out.
practice right.
Exactly, and I'll master it on my own time. But I'm definitely not gonna post about it. I'm not there yet.
Yes. Right. Like you said, I don't think that's for everybody to know, but yeah, some people are just off the hook with. I'm like somewhere in the middle of conservative and don't care. You know what? It depends what it
Mhm.
is. You know what I'm saying? Because again, there's a time and place for everything. That's just how I
Right.
roll.
And we
So
all have our specialties
right.
and the things that we're more comfortable with. I'm would more frequent like the strip clubs. I like doing that. So my husband and I will go out there and I'll learn my tips from there. But
Okay.
they I'm not gonna get on the pole. I don't have those kind of skills. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be brave enough to get up there. So I need them to be in my life too.
Right.
They all have their role.
Right. But you just said something profound. You just said you go there because you're getting tips. A lot of women don't even have that mindset. They're stuck in the mindset, oh, I don't want to go because, I don't like what they do. And it's okay if that's not your cup of tea. However, you may look like if they can make your husband happy, why can't you make your husband happy?
Right.
So again, like I think sometimes it takes a person to get to a certain place and space for that, because at one point too, I was like that. Now I'm like, shoot, what you want me to do? How can I do that? Let me make you, you know what I'm trying to say? And I think it is
Right.
a certain place for you to get there. I think it's a mental thing.
It is, and a lot of times it's an esteem thing too. A lot of women, at least from the conversations that I've had, will say things like, "I'm not bringing my man somewhere so he can look at other women.
Right.
Suppose he wants to try to leave with her later, or he's gonna try and get her number." A, most of the strippers like women. B, most of the strippers don't want our men, and C, most of our men can't afford the strippers. So I'm not worried about that in the least. And if I didn't trust them, I wouldn't be there. So it's not just the esteem part, it's the trust levels. And
Right.
everybody's relationship is going to be different. If your man has a wandering eye, don't bring him to the strip club. You
That's
don't bring sand to the beach, right?
right.
So I guess that's one way to think of it. But for me, I'm using it as a learning experience for myself. I like seeing the women there. I love beautiful women. So I'll go with my friends, I'll go with my husband, and then I'll bring what I learned. I take it home with me, and then couple glasses of drink or a shot of Henny here or there, and then
Right.
you never know. I might
Right.
pull out the collapsible pole and try not to break my neck.
But see, you said something else too that was very profound. You just said, you're watching beautiful women, you're embracing them. Some women, I don't know why, they feel like, oh, I'm admiring her body, I'm admiring her beauty in her booty, and I feel some type of way. And I'm like, you don't have to, you can still be confident in the woman that you are and say, you know what, she does have a beautiful body. And, I wish I was like that, but it's okay. I'm not. But, just be comfortable within yourself. It doesn't make you gay. Some people feel like, oh,
Right.
it might make me gay, but no, you
Nope.
just say she's a beautiful woman with a banging body and her butt and her booty
Right.
is banging.
And there's nothing wrong with appreciating the human form. That's what we're on this
Right.
earth for. And it doesn't matter what shape you are, what size you are. There's somebody who will look at you and be like, damn, like I would love to see what she looks like naked. I would love to see what she looks like on the pole right now. Like,
Right.
so to see them in their element is beautiful to me. And then when
Right.
I go home and I'm in my element, that's beautiful also. So we always have to learn how to appreciate ourselves and the work that our bodies do, so that we can appreciate the other bodies that we see out there instead of being envious. Because
Right.
a lot of them pay for it.
Right.
B, the ones that don't, they work really hard to look like that. I don't have the time or the patience. My kids won't let me. So that's what they're there for. That's literally their profession. So they can't
Right.
come to my job and steal my job. I can't steal theirs. we'll just appreciate each other. And I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's not gay at all.
Thank you. But yes, I think everything you just said is so true. And again, it just starts with the mindset, how you look at things, your perspective. And sometimes, you might have to just change what you're originally thinking, and then things might fall into place for you. Who knows? Maybe you need to try something new, like you just said. But I just hope, I just know this. For every woman out there who was afraid to say anything, I said it. And I'm sure they probably appreciate I brought this up tonight. And I thank you, Kimani, just elaborating, about the sexuality and, trying to spice it up and trying to get back in tune to you. I think that was wonderful. So if people wanted to find you, how can they find you?
So my favorite place to be right now is Instagram. And my Instagram handle is at Kimmy Lavage. So it's KIMILEVADGE. So, vag is short for vagina. So that's my favorite word. And it's the same on Twitter and Facebook. So I'm pretty much everywhere with that same handle. So they can find me everywhere. But I'm almost always posting on Instagram. So I post tips, little videos, memes, all those kind of things on there. And of course, we talk about toys and products and things like that, but it's mostly just to help share educational tips so that we can learn as we go along.
Thank you. I got to jump on that because I need to step my game up, for when I get remarried, because I'm claiming that.
Yes, you got to put it in the universe.
Yes. But I just want to thank you so much for coming on and laying out your expertise. Ladies and gentlemen, you continue to follow me on social media, on Facebook and Instagram at Lady K Chat, and on my website at www.ladykcoaching.com. You guys have a great night. Thank you, everyone. Lady K.